We're about to explore the story of the Sainberry massacre, an event in India's political history so brutal it's often called the Red Rain of Bardhaman. Now, this is a tough story to tell, but it's absolutely crucial for understanding the real human cost of political hatred.
So let's set the scene. We're in Bardhaman, a town in West Bengal. The date is March 17th, 1970. But to really get a grip on what happened on that specific day, we first have to understand the incredibly volatile world it took place in. And right at the heart of this storm is one family, the Sain family. They were a respected household, known in their community not really as political players, but more for their principles and for their open support of the Congress Party. So let's meet them, because these are the people at the center of our story. You have the mother, Murganayani Sain, and she had 3 sons, Naba Kumar, who was the eldest, and his 2 younger brothers, Malay Kumar and Pranab Kumar. This was an educated, well-regarded family, and they definitely didn't hide their political leanings. You have to picture West Bengal in the 1970s. It was, honestly, a political tinderbox. The rivalry between the Communist Party of India, Marxist, or the CPIM, and the Congress Party, this wasn't just about ideology. It was violent. Political killings were a grim fact of life. And daily life was constantly being disrupted by these party-enforced strikes. It was just an era of extreme polarization where who you voted for could literally be a death sentence. So in a climate like this, taking a stand meant you were making yourself a target. And the Sain family's defiance, well, it would put them directly in harm's way. And you can just see how quickly things escalated. In early March, rumors start flying around that CPIM cadres are looking to teach a lesson to their opponents. Then, the Sain family openly defies them by keeping their shop open during a strike. That was them drawing a line in the sand. By March 16th, the day before the attack, local party workers were allegedly seen gathering near their house. So the threat wasn't a rumor anymore. It was right on their doorstep. And all of this, it all leads us to the morning of March 17th, a day that was supposed to start with a family celebration, but would end in an absolute bloodbath. It's 7:30 in the morning. Inside the Sain house, things are normal. In fact, they were getting ready for a happy occasion, a naming ceremony for a new baby in the family. And this detail, it's just so heartbreaking because of the sheer brutality that was about to smash through their door. And then it happened. A mob. We're talking 20 to 30 men armed with these crude, deadly weapons, sticks, rods, sickles, torches. They just stormed the house. And that number, 20 to 30, it isn't just a statistic. It represents an overwhelming, unstoppable, violent force coming down on a single family. Okay, what I'm about to describe it's incredibly difficult to hear, but it's the absolute core of this story. You have to understand, the mob's goal wasn't just to murder. It was to inflict a kind of cruelty that was designed to terrorize, to completely break the human spirit. Right there, in the courtyard of their own home, the 2 younger brothers, Malay and Pranab, were dragged out, and they were hacked to death, right in front of their mother, Mriganyani. Their private tutor, a man named Jitindranath Rai, had just shown up for their lessons. He saw what was happening, and he tried to step in to protect his students. For this one act of courage, he was killed right there on the spot. The eldest son, Naba Kumar, was subjected to something just horrific. They blinded him. They gouged out his eyes. He actually survived that attack, only to be murdered several months later. And then came the act that has sealed this massacre in infamy forever. One of the attackers allegedly mixed the blood of her dead sons with rice and forced their mother, Mr. Dayani, to eat it, while saying this to her. You see, the attackers weren't just killing their political opponents, they were trying to annihilate a mother's soul. In the wake of such an unbelievable horror, the entire nation was just shocked. But, as we'll see, shock doesn't always lead to justice. The aftermath of Sainberry is really a story of national grief, a failed investigation, and a memory that simply refused to die. This thing got national attention. The Prime Minister at the time, Indira Gandhi, actually visited the Sain family home just a few days after it happened. The story goes that she wept when she saw the bloodstained walls while she was trying to console the grieving mother. So an official inquiry was set up, the Tarapada Mukherjee Commission, and the names of several pretty prominent local CPIM leaders came up during the discussions. But you know how it goes. With all the political pressure and witnesses who were just too terrified to talk, the commission eventually concluded that the allegations just couldn't be legally proven. For the Sain family, there was no justice.
So, without any real legal closure, the Sain Bari massacre became something else. It became a symbol, a permanent, haunting reminder of the absolute depths that political hatred can sink to, and how it can turn neighbors into monsters. For the rest of her life, Morganini Sain lived with this unimaginable trauma. It's said that she would often just sit in silence in front of portraits of her sons, repeating this one chilling line. It's a sentence that encapsulates a pain that words can't even begin to touch, a mother's ultimate horror. You see, the story of Sain Bari isn't just about West Bengal in 1970. It's a chilling case study that forces all of us to ask a really universal and deeply uncomfortable question. When political belief, any political belief, gets twisted into a justification for inhumanity, who is it that truly pays the final price?